30 years ago, if you wanted to make a video just like this, you needed permission. Permission from a TV station, permission from a publisher, permission from someone who owned very expensive equipment. And underneath it all was money. Price of entry filtered most people out before they even got started. Not because they lacked ideas, but because they couldn't afford the tools to express them. Today, most of us have a phone like this in our pockets that's more powerful than an entire 90s production studio. And that's not even an exaggeration. But that is the evolution of technology, just like this. So let's talk about how content creation didn't just change, it's collapsed in size and removed that entry barrier to being heard. Okay, let's go back 30 years or so. A camera wasn't something you casually owned. It was big, it was fragile, it was expensive. It lived in a padded case and came with a price tag that definitely made you wince. Editing meant tapes, actual tapes, linear editing. Mess one cut and congratulations, you're starting again. But now we can pretty much do everything in I'm editing this video right now all within DaVinci Resolve, and the program I'm using is completely free. Audio was specialist. Now we can get microphones like this, microphones like this. Lighting was hot, power hungry and costly. Now I've got this light right here and that one all the way over there. That is so much more consumer friendly. Creating content wasn't just hard, it was economically exclusive. Most people didn't fail at creating, it was just that they were never allowed to try. Not by the lack of talent, but by the cost of a microphone, the cost of a camera, a studio, and sometimes an editing suite. Cameras started shrinking, computers got smaller and faster, and the internet quietly removed locks from distribution. Blogs replaced columns, YouTube replaced pitch meetings, podcasts are slowly starting to replace radio studios. But the biggest shift wasn't technical, it was definitely psychological. Barrier moved from access to attention. People used to say, talk to a mirror if you want confidence. Now we just do this sort of thing and talk to the camera. So let me show you what I create with right now. So this is my iPhone 17 Pro. Most of the time it lives in my pocket. It shoots video that would have been unthinkable decades ago. So imagine stabilization, HDR, cinematic depth, all happening in this device in real time. Now this device alone would have filtered me out of content creation about 20-30 years ago. Not because I wasn't motivated, but because I wouldn't have been able to afford the equivalent. Now this is my main camera, the Sony ZV-E10. Interchangeable lenses, an autofocus that actually understands faces, a clean video in a tiny body like this. In the past, the level of quality meant that a shoulder-mounted camera and a small team would be required. But with this sort of thing, I could pretty much record and do anything I want within reason. And I could also I could properly rig this up as well. So I could just make something. So if I wanted to proper rig it up with all the accessories that I've got, I could turn it into something that looks like this. I mean, look at this setup. I've got a different interchangeable lens on, I've got extra stability if I need it, I've got audio, I've got visual, and all of this came at an affordable price. Now look at that. Doesn't that feel sort of high production value that many years ago would have been a lot of money for something like that? And with this sort of setup, it makes things really easy for content creators like me. This is the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro, waterproof, stabilized, pocket size, and this replaces entire rigs people used to build piece by piece. And for me, I use it in a lot of my running content because of its size basically and its convenience. So for me, it's so much better to just use this instead of this. But that's modern society for you. Something like this allows me to get really high quality footage that I can show to my audience. And then these are my drones. This is the DJI Mini 4K and this is the DJI Neo. Aerial shots used to mean helicopters or cranes or permits or a combination of all three. Now these weigh less than a bottle of water and launch directly from your hand. Now every single one of these tools would have been considered to be professional grade not too long ago. Now for some people they are just normal. Now all of the content creating equipment you've seen there I use for everything I create, and every single one of those tools would have been considered professional grade not too long ago. Now they're just part of many content creators' arsenal. Now the most radical thing about modern content creation isn't quality, it's definitely that affordability. When creation was expensive, effort filtered content. When creation became cheaper, attention became the filter. Today the challenge isn't can I make this, it's Should anyone care? Algorithms don't really care how hard you've worked. Cameras don't care how meaningful your idea is. It's about how you put together your sort of content creation. The tools you use are neutral, but the responsibility is not. And this is where modern content creation gets interesting, because some of the biggest tools now aren't even those cameras. They're invisible. Take music, for example. Music used to be one of those old world friction points. Licensing was expensive, confusing, legally terrifying, and you either paid a lot or you didn't use music at all. Now it's all basically solved. Now I've been recently collaborating with audio, and they're one of those modern tools that just remove friction from the process. You get properly licensed music and sound effects, and you don't even have to think about it ever again, which is kind of the theme of this whole video. Tools disappearing, barriers dissolving, and that creative process getting lighter. I will leave my audio link and the discount code in the description below. Use it, don't use it, but conceptually, this is what modern content creation looks like. Infrastructure that gets out of the way. Now we've moved from a world where money filtered creators to a world where almost anyone can participate as long as they've got the minimum, and for most people the minimum is their mobile phone, which means creativity is no longer economically rare, it's psychologically rare. Are you going to be the one to actually start it? And if you are, when are you going to start it? So if we just factor everything in, what actually matters now isn't resolution of the camera, it's not about the frame rates, it's not even gear. As much as that sort of thing is, what matters is taste, clarity, and the ability to tell a story worth sticking around for. 30 years ago, content creation was about owning the right equipment. Today, it's about owning your own voice. The evolution of content creation is about technology getting better. It's about us running out of excuses. We didn't just shrink tools to the size of a mobile phone or an action camera, we've removed that entry fee to actually being heard. The conveyor keeps moving and the randomness will keep flowing. And the only real question left is what you decide to put into it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.